I travelled 3 months around Europe, my Land Rover Defender. It's a classic, it's old. I restored it for 3 months, 3 to 4 months. And I went to Luxembourg, Germany, Austria for 1 month, Italy, Lake Como, Switzerland multiple times, Lausanne, Lauterbrunnen, St. Moritz, all of those places in my Land Rover Defender for 3 months, traveling roughly 1,700 miles and through all the borders. There were no checkpoints, and it was an amazing experience. What I learned from that was traveling is extremely important to expand the mind, to expand what's possible, what you know to be possible, especially if you live in the UK. I think the UK is very limiting. It appears that way, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. And traveling just really opens and broadens your mind in terms of that. Not only just traveling, but traveling via a car. If you're overlanding and you're going from place to place, driving instead of taking a plane. If you take a plane, you're suddenly, boop, it's like you're teleported somewhere else. You don't see all the subcultures and everything else in between. And that, in my opinion, is where the true lessons are, because you have hardships of like where to park, where to find a toilet. Is this place dangerous? Is this place not dangerous? Who are the people like? What are they like? Etc. etc. And yeah, there's all sorts of challenges in driving rather than flying. And you learn a lot in that. It's much more rewarding to do that, in my opinion. And I think I'm going to continue doing that forever. And I will just import my car to whatever country I'm going to, stay there for a couple months and drive around there. So, traveling in a Defender across countries, across borders, and it's a very good idea if you are willing to fix the car on the go. But that's aside. If you want to travel in general, you want to try the van life, you feel like things aren't exciting enough for you, or the UK may be getting to you a little bit, which it can be. A lot of people don't like the UK, myself included, but I think it's a dangerous trap to say you don't like where you live. You should enjoy the little things regardless where you are. That's something I learned from traveling as well, and just really enjoy the little things of where you are. And the reason for that is because if you think where you live is terrible, then your mindset's going to be terrible too, and you have no chance of getting out, essentially. So you need to be grateful for what you have first, but also see and taste what there is out there as well. Free traveling, what I realized was there's some dangerous places. It's scary if you're sleeping in a car or a van and someone's trying to break in, which happened 3 times while I was away. Once in France, twice in France, and then once in Germany or somewhere else. But yeah, it's quite scary. You wake up in a daze, 3 a.m, 4 a.m, someone's rattling the door, trying to push it open. You see a face outside the window and you're like, well, how dangerous is this person? And you're in a haze, you're like very vulnerable, and you're just, yeah, open to the elements. That's pretty scary, especially when cars can be broken into fairly easy. So yeah, that's something to learn. Just be ready for that. Make sure you don't put yourself in danger. But in terms of should you do it, the question is, do you have the money saved up, or are you willing to take a leap and make money on the fly, or are you at absolute desperation to travel, do it, you want to do it before a certain age, you want to do it before something happens, you want to do it before you settle down or something of that nature, which is not terminology I'd use usually, but yeah. So it's very much down to the individual, but all I will say is I needed to escape the UK and have a break and travel, because I didn't get to travel for like years, and I had a very big call into it, and I was like, okay, I need to do this now. It's just, I need to make the decision and go. And I did, and it was painful at times, it was hard at times, I was in debt at the time as well, so that made it a lot harder as well, but I did it, and I don't regret a single thing. I went to incredible places, St. Moritz being one of the highlights. I literally drove up the side of the mountain up to St. Moritz, into the frozen lakes, and yeah, along the snow and everything up the mountains. It was incredible. Slept in -10 in St. Moritz, and yeah, that was amazing. But I think it's worth it, because the lessons you learn from traveling is just, there's nothing matched to it. There's nothing. You see so many cultures, so many subcultures, like I said, and the lessons come in hardship sometimes, but they also come in just meeting amazing people. If you're stuck in the UK all the time, like, I mean, there's a lot of ungrateful, moody people. To be around that all the time, and then to be pushed out into somewhere like this, somewhere like Austria, somewhere like, especially Austria, and Switzerland, and places, Italy, all of those places. people are just much nicer in general as a majority. And you just learn how to be grateful for very little. Some of them have very little, some of them have a lot more, like St. Moritz. And you have Koenigseggs driving around in the snow, and that's amazing. But yeah, you really need to just, if you want to expand your consciousness, push what's possible in your mind and expand your boundaries and your glass ceilings, all of that comes from traveling, because you see a magnitude of different cultures and mindsets and ways that people deal with stuff, and how little they have, how much they have, and all of it comes hand in hand, especially if you're driving between the countries, because you see all of it and you get to speak to everyone. There's a lot of times where you're lost and you have to go, hey guys, well, hello, where's like, where is something, or whatever. I can even think of a German language there, that's quite funny. But yeah, like, you have to ask, you have to learn certain phrases, like, kann ich bitte ein Cappuccino mitnehmen, danke. Learn that in Austria, that's, can I have a cappuccino please, take away, thank you. And like, I didn't know that before I went, so yeah, that's just one that came to mind. And it was very helpful because I love my coffee. But other than that, I think if you are on the fence, you want to go traveling, you want to go traveling in a Defender, you want to restore a van of some sorts, and you want to go overlanding, do it. Like, there's one life. There's just one life. So just do it. Make a plan. Make a plan. That's the one rule. Make a plan and then go. If the plan's overwhelming, then don't make a plan, but make sure you've got the resources in case something goes wrong. And that's what I'd say. Enjoy traveling. If you want to have any information on anywhere in Europe, I've been to most places now in Europe. Just hit me up on Instagram. It's WillJCopp, WillJCopp. Peace. Appreciate it.